Hey everyone, I got a quick video this time showing the big three lifts, this time at a hotel gym which had plenty of amenities to do all the lifts that I wanted to, and overall it was a very nice facility. Gonna do a review video on the facility resort hotel later, but I just wanted to show some of the big three lifts that, even though it's different weights and different equipment, different setting, the lifts, the technique, it stays the same. Just like squat, bench, and deadlift, all the things that I do at the home gym or at the commercial gym, they carry over to any sort of setting. Maintain consistency with the way I lift, and there was really no goals for this particular workout. It was just trying out the equipment at this nice hotel gym and kind of just greasing the wheels on the lifts so I can keep that technique in my muscle memory. But sometimes if you take time off, it feels awkward coming back into the gym or going back into working out. Yeah, so far the goals that I've been setting, sometimes they had to take a side just had to take a break because of things going on, and for example the shoulder issue, and also traveling, going on a little vacation. Here's some more training footage of the big three lifts from this week. It's the same week, just on a different day at home. And I have switched from the standard bench press to close grip bench press to see if that is less taxing on the right shoulder. And I may have to just drop all pressing altogether to see if I can just let it heal and do other exercises like flies, rows, pull downs, etc. for the upper body, and not do any sort of pressing to relieve stress on the shoulder. And as far as the shoulder goes, I wanted to touch up a little bit on just self-evaluation of injuries, because these days doctor visits, they can be costly and time-consuming. So if you have a basic fundamental knowledge of how to evaluate little nicks and bruises that come across here and there, it can be helpful to see if you can figure out what's going wrong yourself and save the medical professional opinion for worst case scenarios. And what I do is just, first, for most musculoskeletal injuries, just evaluate to see if, first, is range of motion impaired, and second, see if the strength in terms of the different movements the joint does or the muscle does is impaired. And then lastly, to check the pain scale 1 through 10, 1 being barely noticeable and 10 just take me to the hospital pain. And just go through those three items on the checklist and see how bad it is. So as far as my shoulder goes, after the first few days when I could dismiss it as just normal soreness, I began to evaluate to see which positions in the range of motion that cause the pain, and mostly it's just lifting it or flexing at the shoulder, basically moving the arm from at your waist all the way up to the sky, and then a little bit of shoulder abduction at the highest point, so raising your arm up and then turning it away from or towards your head. So raising your arm up, bending it towards your head, like you're pointing in an angle, not straight up, but at an angle. That hurts it too. And as far as the strength in the different
movements the shoulder does, mostly the external internal rotation, those movements against resistance cause pain. And then as for the pain scale, I'd say it's like a 5, because first, it's nothing extremely debilitating, so it's not 8, 7, 8, 9, or 10, and it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, because every time I try to do any sort of lifting exercise or movement pattern that the shoulder does, there is some minor pain, so about 5 on the 1 to 10 scale pain. And that's just the basic injury evaluation process for me. So I'm going to try to rehab and rest and see if I can get this shoulder back to full health.